Des Frost is a haunted man. 30 years ago, he says he went to the police to warn them of allegations of child abuse in North Wales. Then he was deputy director of the Bryn Alyn Children's Home near Wrexham. In 1995, its owner, John Allen, was jailed for 6 years for sexually abusing the children in his care. But we can reveal that more than 10 years earlier, Des Frost says he was concerned about his boss.
I was approached by a member of staff who told me briefly of some rumours that were going around the organisation, and he told me some pretty hairy stories about allegations of child abuse by John. I then decided to go to the police on behalf of myself and the rest of the staff because it was a difficult situation, but I didn't want it ever said, why didn't you do anything about it?
He went to the police in Chester where he lived and asked them to contact police in Wrexham. Des Frost's interview was recorded in 1997, but ITV Wales was prevented from broadcasting it because of a threat of legal action by the North Wales Child Abuse Tribunal.
A couple of days before transmission, officials at the tribunal found out that Des Frost had been interviewed. They put pressure on the programme to remove any new allegations that Des Frost was making. The threat was contempt proceedings, which could have meant that some journalists went to prison. In the end, the allegations were removed, especially because we were certain that Des Frost was bound to be called as a witness before the tribunal.
Des Frost too thought he would be called as a witness to give his evidence before it. He says he told tribunal staff he was willing to appear, but he was never called.
I honestly thought I would be called, and I wasn't, and that really was something that I didn't understand.
This is Lost in Care, the Waterhouse report that's now itself being investigated by a judge. One of its key conclusions was that North Wales Police could not be criticised for the way it handled allegations of abuse. Des Frost's evidence suggests that conclusion can now be questioned, and that there may have been missed opportunities by the police to stop the abuse a decade earlier. It also means that the Waterhouse Tribunal did not hear all the evidence. We asked the Chief Constable of North Wales Police, Mark Polin, to comment, but were told the force are not conducting interviews at this time. For Des Frost, the new inquiry may finally be an opportunity for him to give the evidence that for 30 years the authorities did not want to hear.